Good morning, welcome to Manor Park Classics. Damien and I are doing the walkabout today. Timothy is away sunning himself somewhere in continental Europe.
I think Spain, actually.
Spain,
yes.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what? He has more holidays than Judith Chalmers, doesn't he? If you know who Judith Chalmers
he's
is.
probably come back the same colour.
With the same hair.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Yes, I've been allowed out the cupboard.
You have?
To do this. I have the clipboard of importance, and we're ready to go, aren't we?
We are. So, without further ado, what's the first car then, Damien?
First car is up there. It is the Bentley 4.25 litre Tourer. Very special car, this. It started out as a saloon, but in the 1980s it was restored and received that really rather pretty body.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. There is lots and lots of detail on the website. There's a really long description on the website. It's a car that goes way back with our beloved colleague George.
It does, yes.
And so, if you need to know anything about that car, once you've read our write-up on the website, give George a call because he will love talking it through with you. And he, as I say, has a really interesting backstory with that. There's the photograph of him in the 1980s with the very car.
Yeah, and that's amazing, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
Oh, it is. It is.
Right, next one we've got, and we've got a great selection of cars, so we'll walk down here, is we've got this car going through our next sale on the 19th of July, which is the Mazda RX-7, 1986. Obviously, Japanese were getting very, very good back then as the rotary engine.
It is the rotary engine.
Which is good, because a lot of people took the engines out of these and replaced them with whatever. This is original.
Well, these were fabulous cars because the rotary engine is very small, it's very light. And in this car, it sits behind the front axle, so it's got 50-50 weight distribution. These were fabulous, probably better than the contemporary Porsches. It was up against 924s back in the day.
I'll say.
And this was a far more advanced car than that. And this is a beautiful, very original looking example.
It's a beautiful car, and standard car. I mean, what gets it for me is how it stood the test of time. The bodywork's beautiful. The interior
is
lovely, amazing.
Isn't it?
You know, we all know cars can be painted, and that's absolutely fine, but you can never replicate that interior.
No, there's barely anywhere I can see on the seats.
It's fabulous,
it's
isn't it?
Really incredible.
It's fabulous. So that's coming through the sale 9th of July. I think it's going to be somewhere between 11, 12, 13,000 pounds. But again, come and have a look at it. You won't see many of these on the road at all.
No. And
then next, we have another car here, which is a re-entry, but it has been reduced significantly. This is a Jaguar XJS. Beautiful, beautiful car, I have to say. But the rare thing about this is the roof and the interior, isn't it?
Yes. And it really, really works, doesn't it? The brown...
It's amazing.
The brown roof looks great with the white, but the interior, it all matches. It's beautiful. And that steering wheel just suits the overall aesthetic, doesn't it? The wooden wheel.
It does. It matches so well. I mean, it's very easy to put the original steering wheel back in if that's something you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But why would you?
No. I think this works really, really nicely.
I do. It's
got
very unique.
The twin headlamps as well. It's just a really, really pretty car.
It is. It is. It's a car I spent a lot of time in Germany, so it's got a lot of history from Germany. This car, but it's just Jaguar. It's beautiful. And we've all got a soft spot for Jaguar.
Yeah, you can imagine kind of cruising down to the Côte d'Azur in this, can't you?
Oh yeah.
And you'd cause a stir now, wouldn't you? You really cause a stir.
Yeah. Parked in amongst the modern exotica, this would stand out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
this would be the cool one, wouldn't it?
And this is the joy of classic cars.
Yes.
That's why we love classic cars. Right, moving over here, and we've got that many cars in, so bear with us. We're going to have a bit of a walkabout today. They're all over the place again.
Getting our steps in.
Yeah. Now, when was the last time you seen one of them?
I can't remember the last time I saw one of these. This is fantastic because you see kind of the RS2000s. We see a lot of them. They come up regularly. They're fantastic cars. They're the aspirational one, aren't they? But this was a bit more down to earth, wasn't it?
Yes, it's rarer. I mean, they did the 1300 Sport, they did the 1600 Sport, didn't they? And then they did the Harrier, I seem to recall.
Oh yes.
And then there's the RS and the Mexico. But this is the rare one. And this car, again, is absolutely stock standard. in the way it's been restored. And if you come around here, Charlie, you can have a look at the inside of this car. Again, it's just, you know, it's 1980s, isn't it?
I was just taking you right back there, isn't it?
Yeah. That's probably late 70s,
Late
early
70s,
80s.
isn't it? Yeah.
But look at that inside. Everything about it is right. It's as it should be. It's just beautiful. Again, the interior, you can't replicate it. It's just perfect.
No.
The specification is correct.
Even these steel wheels, I mean, so many of these would be put on RS alloys.
Yes.
But this looks right because it's on the right wheels. They've been finished beautifully. It just looks great.
It does. Great looking car, isn't it? And I like it because, like, again, we see many RSs, we see many Mexicos. Like you, I can't remember last time I've seen one of these.
No,
So,
honestly, can't.
rare car. Now, price-wise on this one, if I'm right, Damien, is it going to be somewhere 19, 20, 21,000 pounds?
I think you're right.
It's
Yes.
there or thereabouts,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah, okay. Then, if we walk into here, well, look at this. Look at this.
You know what? It's actually a shame we're not doing this outside today. And I'll tell you why. Because although that looks fabulous here under the lights, I saw it yesterday in the sunshine. And it's got such a deep fleck to it, this paint. It's beautiful. I really, really love that.
I do.
And it works so well with the tan interior. It's beautiful looking thing, isn't it?
It's just sitting right. It's on the right wheels. I mean, as you say, the tan interior, if you look inside there, that is just to die for, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the combination you would get on a Royal car, I believe.
Well,
Not that I'm making any suggestions, but it's
maybe. But I mean, when you look at the history on it, it was PDI'd by Jaguar, not a Jaguar dealer.
Right.
And the first service was done by Jaguar, which was a year after it was registered. So it would suggest, this is Jaguar, the manufacturer, not Jaguar dealers.
Yeah.
That would suggest that Jaguar kept this car for a year and it did something, whatever that something may be. Oh, yeah.
Perhaps there's some investigation there for somebody.
Maybe, but it's amazing for me what difference colour can make to a car. It can transform a car's appearance.
Well, absolutely.
And that is beautiful.
It is, and I can't think I've seen another one in this combination.
Do you know, neither can I. I mean, we see black, blue, grey. We had a red one.
We had a red one, which
was quite unique.
Yeah, standout thing, wasn't it? But this
is lovely.
This is very unusual and just really suits the lines. It's a Jaguar and it's green. I mean, yeah, that's a perfect combination, isn't it?
What's the interior, the wheels? So what price range is this going to be in?
This is around the £7,500, £8,000 mark.
Is that all?
That's all. Yeah, there's a huge amount of car for that sort of money, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, I'll say. I mean, we say this quite often. What's it, about 85,000 miles, give or take? I think somewhere around there. It's some cars you think, oh, that's scandalous. That's all that car may cost. Should be more, that car.
It looks more, doesn't it?
I'll say.
It does look more.
And it's got a private plate on as well, I think, which comes with it.
That stays with the car.
Yeah, which is an XK plate, so that comes with it too.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. We've got from one supercar to another, really.
This is a beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about this, Jim?
Well, it's the Audi S8 with the V10. I think it's a 2007 car. It's a Japanese import.
Right, okay.
So the beauty of a Japanese, the specification on this is amazing. If anyone's looking at this car, you need to look on the web and go through the specification. The vendor has supplied us with the spec.
Right.
I'm sure he's missed things. but the list is very, very long. The beauty of Japanese cars is they tend to have more bits and pieces and slightly different in a good way to European cars.
Yeah.
I mean, even like down to the rear seat being a two-seater, not a three-seater. Little things like that just make a little bit of a difference. But this car is very highly spec'd. It looks fantastic sat on these 22-inch wheels. Don't think they're Audi wheels. I think they're aftermarket.
But they're quite. They could be OEM, couldn't they?
Could be.
In the sense that they're a kind of OEM style, but just bigger. And they suit it.
But it sits well, doesn't it? It's just
sits
level.
beautifully. I mean,
and the
the
interior
stance is lovely.
It is. The interior, a two-tone interior. You know, the piano black. It's just a good car. Even down to the solar sunroof and the privacy glass in the rear. I mean, we could be here all day pointing the things out on
Well, we
this.
could, couldn't we? I need to have a look at the back and see these
Yeah, have a look at
individual
the
seats.
Look at the individual aircon. It's just, I mean, as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing things.
Well, I was about to say, I'm looking that these are the
Window blinds as well.
Bang & Olufsen speaker system as well.
It has.
Which I imagine sounds incredible.
Oh.
Although,
I was just going to say,
we're thinking the same thing,
the
aren't we?
engine
Yes.
is even more incredible.
Yeah, I was about to say, would you listen to the Bang & Olufsen stereo, or would you listen to the
No.
V10 from the Lamborghini?
I'll be listening to the V10
Yeah,
every day. But it's just an amazing car, and it's a family car. You know, who doesn't want it's a 4-door, 4-seater family car that goes like stink.
Fit a few dead bodies in the boot.
Gangster car, whatever.
Yeah,
But, you know,
yeah.
the Formula One engine in the front. I mean, how unique is that? When
Yes.
you look at that. So if we move down this way, again, there is cars everywhere, isn't there? Here's a very old friend of ours.
I've seen this car before, Jim.
We have. This is lovely, and this is one that you really do need to read the story on the webpage, because it's got a beautiful story. And this was a car that our very own Paul Cowell and Andrew Pritchard did on this show a few years ago. And they got it. It was one owner before they got it. And they made it like it is. But the guy who had it, I think it was bought for his 17th birthday, I seem to recall.
Yeah.
And his family bought it from him. And he, quite a talented guy, he fitted electric windows, he fitted extra radio. It's just... And that's how it was done in the 60s.
Well, this is it. It's modified, but they're all period modifications, aren't
They are, yeah. This is not a later thing. You know, even down to the spotlight on the... It's just amazing. Sat on, I think, a Cosmic alloys or Dunlop alloys, I think they are.
Yeah, same sort of
Same
style,
sort of
aren't they?
thing, but
Yeah.
it's just lovely. It's just so cute, isn't it?
And of course, you can get the episode of
You can.
Salvage Hunters Classic Cars where they did this. I mean, if you haven't watched that series, it's a great series.
It is.
I really enjoyed those. I'm quite gutted that Paul's not making any more. Or at least there aren't any plans at the moment, are
I'm
there?
sure they will, because, you know, people like it, but it's nice to see a car that we've watched on telly.
Oh, absolutely,
And it's
yes.
lovely.
Yes.
And also, Paul and Drew have signed the car. It is actually signed, not on the outside, on the inside, under the bonnet. So,
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
got
that's
the
cool.
signatures on. It's lovely. But look on the web. The photographs are there on the web for it. Gentleman bought it off us about 15, 16 months ago. He's had his fun in it. Took it to a few shows and done what he needs to do. And he wants to buy something else. And he's brought it back to us to sell again for him.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Which the reserve is less than what he paid for it, incidentally.
Oh,
but,
right, okay.
But that's what people do. They buy a car. I mean, we do it, don't we?
Oh, we all do it.
We
yes.
have some fun. We keep it for a period of time. We improve it. We enjoy it. And then we sell it and buy something else. And that is the joy of classic
Yeah,
cars.
absolutely. You're just
Yeah.
turning them over and
Experiencing
as many
Yeah.
as you can before you shuffle off.
You are. And that's the beauty of it. And that's what I like. But this is one of those cars. I think price-wise, it's going to be somewhere between £9,000, £11,000, £12,000,
Yes.
give or take.
Yes.
But this is a beautiful car. And it's rare in its own right, being a Mark I Viva, but it's a beautiful car.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
It is. And then where should we go from here? Well, we have this little beast here. So it's a Turbo R.
It's a Turbo R. It looks like a fairly early-ish one to me.
I think it is. It is. Let's have a look. On a D, so it's an 86. So again, if you look inside that car, it's in a beautiful shade of blue with the blue carpets, the blue top roll on the dash, with the magnolia seats with the piping. It's a great specification.
It's a lovely colour combination, and I don't recall seeing too many in this blue. This is quite an unusual colour, isn't
It's a
it?
very rare colour. And this car has come out of a very, very high-end collection, and the gentleman bought it because of its colour.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and he has increased his collection, maybe more than he wanted to. So
Is he running into space issues by any
he
chance?
has, yes.
Yes.
So
It's a
he's had to
regular
get rid
thing.
Yes, he's had to get rid of some. This is one of them, but it's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's, I'm not going to say it's unique, but it's getting on for being unique.
Oh, it has that. It has that older Bentley smell, doesn't it?
And you can't replicate that for sure.
No,
You could bottle that and sell it and make a fortune.
Perhaps we should do.
You should try. Now, many have tried. Trust me, I know.
It could go with the merch, couldn't it? We could
do, but I've known people who've actually tried to do it once upon a time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way back in the 90s, I came across a guy. It was a new car smell he was trying to replicate.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah,
and he couldn't.
No.
And he just couldn't do it. And he messed with older cars, and he just couldn't do it. It's the car. It's unique. It's the cars have it.
Yeah.
You can't replicate it. So, but if he could, I think I'd wear his aftershave. But anyway.
So we've got 1980s. What
80s,
car did you say?
86, I think it is.
86.
Mid 80s, yeah.
So we've got an 80s Bentley.
Yeah.
And then we've got something a little bit more modern.
Yeah, it is. And like I say, there's always something for everyone. I mean, and this is where prices sometimes mess with your head. This car is somewhere, this blue one, is somewhere between maybe, 15, 16, 17,000 pounds.
Right.
This isn't.
No, this is nearer kind of the 8, 9, 10,000 pounds mark.
Yeah, which is bonkers, isn't it?
Well, it is. It is. When you think, I mean, just in terms of real estate, this is a big old car, isn't it? I mean, this is. You're getting so much for your money here.
You are. I mean, everything about these, the flying Spurs were, well, in some respects, the idea was with Bentleys, they were taken over from the likes of that.
Yes.
The Turbo Rs and that type of thing. And the Arnage, that was the idea. But, I was around Bentley when this car was launched, and these were 130, 140,000 pounds. They were a lot of money back in the day. And when you look inside, you can see the quality, the leather, the wood. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh,
it's a stunning thing. And, a lot more, if you do have a family, a lot more practical than a Continental GT. I mean, huge
all the performance and the space.
Yes. Big boot. You can take the family on holiday in it.
Yeah.
It's a...
It is, and the colour is, I guess, sad now.
Oh, you're going to tell us exactly the shade, aren't you?
Silver Tempest with beluga top roll.
Right.
I'm good, aren't I?
You're very good.
Magnolia leather and beluga carpets with burr walnut.
Yes.
There's your specification of this car. It's not a Mulliner, that's not a bad thing, but it's absolutely lovely. It's got the good wheels on it, all the goodies, the sunroof, everything. Its own rear heating controls. It just goes on and on and on and on.
Comes with the private registration again.
It does. I was looking at that before.
That's F for flying and
Spur. The 8 is meant. So it's meant to say Spur. So
yes.
F8 PUR. And if you mess with not what we
would ever suggest that you would mess with a registration or put little
bolts
screw holes in certain places.
But you could.
But if you were so inclined, you could.
Yeah. Or if you're into cats. Anyway,
moving swiftly on.
I love the price. The price of this.
Oh, sorry.
This is the scary thing.
No, we talked about price. We did talk about.
We did. Yeah. Sub £10,000.
Sub £10,000. Yeah.
Again, hard to believe.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, your age is showing now. You've forgotten we talked about price there already.
Yeah, and you are.
Who? What?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I'm used to working with professional people like Tim.
Ouch.
It's throwing me. So for all you people out there, I do miss Tim. But thankfully he's back next week and we can put Damien back in the cupboard.
Back in the cupboard.
So anyway.
I know my place.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on. I love this.
Yes.
I love this. This has had so much work done to it. This has had a full restoration. This is, 91?
91, 92 on a J, yeah.
3.9 litre Range Rover Vogue SE.
Yeah.
It has done, I think, around the kind of 150,000 mile mark. However...
Well, it's showing that, but it hasn't, has it? Because the engine's, the whole thing's been rebuilt.
It's like a new car.
It is.
It's like a new car. It's been to a place called Range Rover Restoration over in Gateshead, who do these incredible restorations of these classic Range Rovers. And it has had everything done. It's really comprehensive. What we have is a lovely little book, hardback book with that must have been presented to the owner at the time the restoration was done. And it has all the photographs of the restoration showing, you know, the body came off the chassis, all the suspension was renewed. It's showing the, you know, the work they did to the engine. It's a lovely thing to have with the car. I intended to bring it downstairs and show it to Charlotte, but I didn't. But
Tim would have done. Anyway, so if you did want, if you do want to see these things again, we're more than happy to let people come and, you know, we have our viewing days on the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before the sale. However, if something has is burning and you have to come and see it, please ring us, make an appointment. We'll make the car available for you, and we'll show you all the paperwork. We'll show you the car, and even if you wanted to put an offer on something before the sale, we can also do that. We have to get the vendor's permission.
Of course,
we can't accept the offer, but we can start the conversation, get the vendor involved, and those things can happen. So don't be afraid to speak to us, especially on something like that, because there will never be another one of them, that's for sure.
No, it may not be around for long. You never know.
No, you never know.
Because I want it.
Well, I was showing it to a gentleman. He actually didn't come to see that. He came to see something else last night, and he kind of forgot about what he come to see and got excited about that.
Yes.
So I suspect we may get an offer. But anyway, let's see what happens. But in the meantime, this is amazing. It's beautiful.
Yes, and it's really high spec as well. It's got all the toys and bits and bobs inside and everything.
Yeah.
That you could wish for, and you could use that as a daily driver, couldn't you?
Well, yeah, you could. It lends itself to anything. And people have lived the country life. You turn up at shoots and so on and so forth. If you turned up in that, along with all the modern things, you would be.
Yeah, you would be the man, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It would just be amazing, but it'd be a shame to do that with it. But nevertheless, that's what it was made to do.
Well, absolutely. So it's the new owner's choice. You know, either keep it for special occasions or run it instead of a modern Range Rover.
Yeah, or if you think about the other way around, if you were to buy yourself a high-end off-road vehicle, nowadays, what, 70, 80,000 pounds, give or take? There's some more. In some
I was about to say more. I mean, a new Range Rover these days starts about 100,000, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it does.
And that's before you start adding the extras on and
before
this
you
and the
start
other.
messing with it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, what, early 20s?
Yeah, 20, 21, 22, something like
Okay,
that.
so pro rata, how much sense does that make? Actually, do you know what?
You say yourself. We're going to fight over this
We
now,
are,
aren't we?
aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we'll draw cards later. There you go.
Where to next?
Well, I think this little Mini.
Yes.
Yeah, a little Mini project, no reserve car. 1984 or thereabouts. And it is a project car, but it's okay. It's quite solid. Nice interior again as it goes. But the big thing about it, rarity, it's automatic.
It is an automatic, yes.
Yeah, which is, because some people out there still have automatic-only licenses. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also,
Why not? Great city car.
Absolutely. And I'm of an age where my knee's giving up. So, the idea of running around with an automatic is not off-putting at all. I mean, it's actually very, very appealing.
It's not. And if you look inside, I mean, we say it's a project. Yes, it needs bodywork and a bit of paint, but the seats are nice, dashboard's good, steering wheel's good.
Yeah.
It looks pretty original in there to me.
I say everything's there.
Yeah. It's, it's a great starter classic and a great restoration project.
Yes. Yes, you could have a lot of fun.
You could
getting this to your own specification.
Yeah, you could. So there you go. We love things like this. Then moving along, well, we've got this, haven't we?
We have. Now, I understand that this was restored in probably the late 90s, 99, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it's held up pretty well, hasn't it?
It
looks
nice.
really, really good.
It does, yeah. I mean, again, colours of the time. I mean, someone's obviously been looking at and left the engine bay open here, but look how detailed that is.
Well, yes. I mean, they've done us a favour, really, because it's very nice in there, isn't it?
Great chrome.
Yes.
Yeah. Lovely interior. And do you know what I like as well? When you look at cars and you see there's a box there, and in this box, you need to come look at this, Charlotte. This is lovely. Little telltale signs. There's a box of car club magazines and a few bits and pieces of spares. When a vendor provides a car and he's been a member of the club and he's gone to the magazines and the meets, that just tells you that somebody's cherished this.
Yes, absolutely. They're a true enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's always the better car to buy. But again, cream, red leather.
Cream red leather seems to have all the weather gear as well.
It does, yeah.
Which is a nice thing to have with one of these.
It is, not that you want to take out in the wet, but it's there
No, but
anyway.
you never know when you're going to get caught out. So
You don't,
it's nice to have that.
And it's on the steel wheels. And a lot of these used to get put on wires pretty after. I know I like wires.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to have that.
It works, doesn't it? And it's good to see. It's standard.
Well, I'm glad you said that because I always like cars that come on the steel wheels.
Yeah, I know you do.
If that's what they should have, that's what they should have.
Yeah.
But it's a personal thing, isn't it? You know, we're all different.
But it's stock standard is what I like. It's a standard car. And standard cars are important because that's how nature intended them to be, and that's how it should be. So, says us who have two modded cars. But anyway.
So, what are we looking at in terms of
price on this?
Price on this. I think this is going to be around the £8,000-9,000 mark.
That's quite scary.
It is.
How much were these last year?
More than that.
Double that.
Yes. And yeah, it's a buyer's market for these, I think, at the moment.
Yes, I think it is. And it's an MG, so who doesn't want a classic MG in a life?
Well, absolutely. Now's the time. Now's the time to grab one.
I'll say.
And you'd be proud turning up anywhere in that, wouldn't you?
Oh, but so much fun. You know, for so little money, so much fun. And again, like we said before, with the Jaguar, didn't we? You turn up at a car meeting with Exotica, and this rolls up.
Yeah.
You get the attention.
Well, you do.
That is your thing.
I'm also picturing country pub.
Yeah.
I'm picturing country pub, parked in the car park with all the modern stuff. Everybody's going to come and chat to you. And you might not want everybody chatting to you, but they certainly will.
Yeah, I'd buy you a pint. Yeah, I'm picturing a early fighter plane pilot running in his flying jacket from his car to the fighter plane. That's going through my mind.
What, with the goggles?
With the goggles
still on?
Yeah,
yes.
still on. Yeah, that type of thing. But anyway, and from one British icon to another.
Ah, well, yes. Well, I've got a bit of a soft spot for these.
I know you have. You have one, don't you?
Well, not DB9. I've got an Aston Martin Vantage from around the same kind of era as this.
Yeah.
And they're just fabulous cars to own. They just make you feel special, but they're not as expensive as...
See, that's the other thing I miss about Tim, because we talk about Metros and Minis, and you talk about Aston Martins. So I feel that I'm out of my depth with you.
Oh dear, not at all.
But look at that in there. How beautiful is that?
Yes, that is a really striking combination with the black top of the dash.
It's beautiful, yeah. The piano
black carpets, but you've got these beautiful.
It's practical. Black carpet because they get mucky.
Yes.
Magnolia seats. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So nice hood, power hood as you'd expect. Nice wheels on it. It's just a nice looking car.
Yes. Well, again, they're the standard Aston Martin wheels.
Yeah.
They always look better on those.
They do.
Come with this
It does.
personalised plates.
It does.
Yep. Hood looks in nice condition.
It does. I mean, it needs a clean. It is getting cleaned actually because the vendor is getting Mark, our valeter, to give it a proper clean.
Is he going? He's going to spend a day on it. Is he?
He is. So it'll transform again. Not that it particularly needs it, I have to say. It's just road muck more than anything. But he's that proud of the car. He's going to spend some money and have it valeted, and it will look spectacular.
Absolutely.
And it will look spectacular. That, especially in here under the lights, it'll be an amazing looking car. But again, look at the plate. It's what's always annoying with cars when like Jaguars do it, don't they? It's cut out in a unique size, and someone just puts an ordinary plate in.
Yes.
It never looks right. And when you see that, it's the correct plate, the correct size from Stratstone, who were the main dealer.
Yes.
Again,
it's details, isn't it?
It is.
It's details. It's very important.
It is. It makes all the difference. So, the Aston Martin went to the trouble of designing that to take that plate for that reason. So therefore, you should do it.
Also, still retaining its red rear lights. So many of these had later lights fitted to them.
Yeah.
But I think they look great just as they are. It was a clever design with that infill of body colour there.
Yeah.
Why mess with this? It was so good when it came out. It still looks so good.
It's fantastic. And again, it's on a private plate, so no one will know what age that car is. And you could pull up anywhere, and that especially when it's been cleaned, it would look new. it would be accepted.
Yes. People would think you'd spent many tens of thousands of pounds, but how much would you have spent, Tim?
Less than 30. I think this car will be mid-20s. And again, and we said this before, you think, in this day and age, mid-20s, you walk into a car dealership with £25,000 in your pocket, you're not coming out with anything.
You're getting an electric Fiat 500 for £25,000.
Is that what they cost?
Yes.
Okay, well, enough said. You're getting an Aston Martin.
Which would you rather have?
Let me think about that.
Yes.
Matter of fact, there's a question for you, right? Top of my head here, you guys out there, as Damien's just posed that question, let us know what your thoughts are. What would you rather have, £25,000 worth of electric car, Fiat 500, or £25,000 of Aston Martin Volante with a great history and a private plate in black? Answers on a postcard too. Or comment on the web and tell us what you think, because it's always that dilemma, isn't it?
And don't be afraid to be the one person that says Fiat 500.
Well, you see, you've just told them what to do now.
Go on.
Right, Mini.
Mini. These are fantastic little cars. I've had one of these as well.
Have you?
Yes. Back in the day when they were new.
Is there anything you've not had?
Oh, there's quite a few things I haven't had, but I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good lad.
This is an early car. This is on a.
That makes it quite desirable.
It
because
does.
The early ones are the collectible ones.
It does. They didn't. When the BMW Mini came out, they didn't have the supercharged S straight away. It came out a year or two later, and this is again, it's in standard specification from that time. It's actually on the slightly smaller alloys. I had the big alloys, and it wasn't a great idea.
This will drive better.
That's why
Handle better.
These are lighter on a car like this. It makes its ride and handle far better on these than the big heavy wheels that I had. They were Mini Light style wheels.
Yeah, I remember them. They look pretty for sure, but
oh, they look great. And I went for aesthetics, and perhaps as my fillings were rattled out of my teeth, I thought maybe I shouldn't have done. This is the spec. Also in white. White was a thing at at the launch of these things.
it was. But it works on this car. White roof, the beautiful electric blue. I think that's what it's called as well. Actually,
I think it might be.
blue.
Yeah.
And the white wheels. It just looks great, doesn't it?
It does.
It looks fab.
No. This is how I remember them speak now. That's it's got a nice upgraded exhaust on that. I bet that sounds lovely, because these things had a fantastic supercharger whine to them. Not over the top, not so it was annoying, but you could hear the supercharger working, and it was exciting. And they handle like go-karts, so
They're fabulous.
I had a fantastic few years with mine. I really loved it. One of those cars that sticks in the memory.
Yeah. And a Mini now in this day and age, God, they're £50,000 plus, aren't they? But a Mini today is not what that is.
Well, no, because
The big air and the 5 doors and the hatchbacks and God knows what now, and hybrids and electric and all these things. This is a proper Mini.
isn't it funny, because you think of all the people that moan their heads off when this came out, that it wasn't a proper Mini. It was too big compared to the little tiny one we've just looked at. It's bigger, but actually now it looks
Mini.
Properly small, doesn't it?
Yes,
because
it
it is
does.
properly small, because everything has just grown over the last 20 odd years, 25 years probably, since they launched the BMW Mini. And all of a sudden it looks really small and compact. And you look at the big ones now and they look quite bloated, don't they?
I think that's true of all cars. When I was coming across Runcorn Bridge the other morning, and there was a BMW in front of me, and I'm looking, it was debadged, it's a new one.
Yeah.
On a latest plate, whether that is now the 75 plate, I don't know.
Who knows?
Lost touch of these things. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, God, what is it? It's electric, because there's no exhaust, so I can't tell by the number of exhausts what engine it might have in it. It used to be a good telltale, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the car, and I'm thinking, what is that? What is that? It's huge. So in my mind, I'm thinking 5 Series, 7 Series, maybe, but because it was big and long, 4-door saloon. Anyway, I went past it, and when I went past it, I'm looking at it, there was a badge on the side, and it was a 3 Series or 4 Series, whatever you call it now. So it was the small one, as was.
Right.
And I'm thinking, that's bigger than a 7 Series from the 90s.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why? Why?
Well, that's it. The roads aren't getting any bigger.
No.
The parking spaces aren't getting bigger. Your garage isn't getting any bigger, but your car's getting huge.
Yeah, just it dawned on me, but I didn't know what it was. You know, many years in the motor trade and many years with BMW, but I don't like to talk about it, as you know. I'm looking at this car not knowing what it is. It's quite scary.
It is. Well, there are that many blinking variations on BMWs. They've filled every niche possible. Not that we want to slag off BMWs.
Of course we don't. They're great cars, but you go back to the classics when things were much more simpler. It was easier to know what a car was. Where past you instantly knew what it was.
Yeah.
And again, that goes back to, that's why us guys love classic cars, individuality. There's a whole army of us out there who love these things, and long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing I miss is when a BMW went past you, you knew what engine it had from the badge. They made sense, didn't they? A 732 had a 3.2 litre engine or whatever. It doesn't happen anymore, does it?
No, it's confusing. That's why we do classic cars, because we understand them.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we can't comprehend the future, can we?
It's too much for us.
Too much to worry about.
Too much for us.
Now, I think we've pretty much done everything that's come in this week. I know next week...
Sorry, can I stop you there?
Oh, go on then. You're going to correct me.
We've got a car outside.
Oh, yeah.
We have a car outside, and it's quite an unusual colour. I think we should go and take a look at that.
In fact, there might be 2 cars outside, actually. I've just thought another one has just arrived as we've been talking, because I heard the transporter.
Ah, right. Okay. Let's
come on. Let's go.
Adjourn to outside.
Right, here we are outside, and it's just getting quite warm, isn't it?
It's
lovely.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. Now then, this is a re-entry. Okay, so Rover P6 in Almond. Nice car. Didn't sell last time, but do you know what? Crazily, it very nearly did. But the gentleman's put it back in at no reserve, so someone's got to get themselves a bargain. 2000 TC. Rover P6s are becoming quite desirable now, but that is a nice car, that. So we're moving on. You've seen that Mercedes there, by the way? Have you seen that Mercedes? How nice is that Mercedes? Anyway, moving on. Right. Jaguar.
Yes, I like this.
So do I.
I like this a lot. It's a very pretty car and a very pretty colour.
Yes.
Not a colour you see that often in these, is it?
No, it's not. And it's on the wires, and the chrome's good. The leaping Jaguar on the bonnet. It's just, and I always think a Mark II's front end is beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful front ends.
It's perfect, isn't it? It just really, really works.
Yeah.
This is 240 as well with the slimmer bumpers.
Yes.
I think that makes it sometimes a prettier car.
Yeah.
It's a 240, and it's the least powerful of the Mark IIs, but it's enough.
But does that matter?
Well, I was about to say I don't.
Does it
That's why I say it's enough, because I don't think you need any more than that. Because
No, I don't.
The days of people using Mark IIs to rob banks, I think may have passed.
Moved on. Yeah.
May have passed. And really, what you want to do is you want to just drive around looking fabulous.
Yeah. Which that would.
And it does. It does,
Yeah.
absolutely. So why do you need to be going?
You don't do. You've got all the show, half the price.
Absolutely.
Of a 3.8.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's more than enough.
It is. Beautiful.
And this has had a restoration, hasn't it, at some point?
I think it's a few years ago, but it stood the test of time.
It has.
Really well.
Particularly nice inside, if I remember this
one. It is,
one.
and again, it's all on the web because it is a re-entry.
Yeah.
Where are we on price-wise? What's its estimate now?
Right, so this is now going to sit around the kind of £12,000–13,000 mark, which, like you say, if you're thinking about 3.8 prices,
yeah,
that seems like a bit of a bargain to me.
You're close to 20, wouldn't you? If you found in 3. Well, maybe more actually.
I think probably
a bit more.
in this condition.
I think
probably
yeah, absolutely.
You'd be thinking a bit more.
Yeah.
And as I say, you get all of the looks, and you just don't need to be going that fast.
No, you don't. It doesn't matter, does it? Again, and there's a good thing, talking about heritage and how the lineage, there's a word, of cars go through. Look at that. So that's an S-Type R, obviously from, I think it's mid-90s, late 90s. And you can look at the Mark II, you can see how the similarity of the bodies, the light, instantly they are both Jaguars.
It's not hard to see the inspiration, is it?
No, it's not,
the shape of that grille.
Yeah.
That's what they were looking back at.
That's the slope of the roof and everything. It's quite good how cars, I love that when the heritage stays with them.
Yeah.
That's a good demonstration, that. Right, what have we got next?
We've got this very, very nice Mercedes 280 SL.
Okay.
Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed it's on Manx plates. It was originally a UK supplied car, mainland UK supplied car. It spent most of its life on the island. It came over to us yesterday, and as you will be well aware, they don't have MOTs.
No, they don't.
On the Isle of Man.
No.
However, our vendor is a very clever chap, and what he did is he booked himself an MOT appointment at a garage in Liverpool, so that as he got off the ferry, he could MOT it. It passed with flying colours, no advisories, and so it's ready to go over here. It will not be hard to return it to. Probably it will get its original plate back.
Probably, but the fact that it's being UK reg is quite an easy process.
Yes.
So yeah, that'd be good to do. And again, it's the colour of Vivianite, I think they call that.
It is called Vivianite. It's a very distinctive
It's
colour.
very distinctive.
And such a breath of fresh air compared to, most of them are black, silver. And seeing one in this colour is always nice.
It is. And two things, and this might not be true, but again, please correct us wrong. Somebody once told me the colour Vivianite and the colour the blue called Beryl, quite rare. Yeah, it was quite rare colours. Were named after two directors of Mercedes-Benz. I don't know how true that is, or it's an urban myth, but somebody once told me, and it's locked in the deep recesses of my empty brain. But that's what someone told me.
I'm disappointed. I was hoping it was named after Edmondson's character in The Young Ones. That would have been a lot more fun and a much better story.
It would have been, you're right, but might not have been true. Mine might not be true either.
Well, I'm going to stick with mine, it's more fun.
It is. And the other thing as well, I've got to say, going back to what we were saying before about the Jaguar, I had a 280, that shape, and I had it for about 2 years, and I actually used it as a daily because I could at the time, and it was great. It didn't lack power, it didn't lack performance. Everyone said we got a 500 or a 320 or whatever. Yeah. It was brilliant. It was easy to drive, it was lighter because it's only the 6-cylinder, it was it handled better on fuel. It was a great car. I went everywhere in it. It was fabulous. So don't be put off by 280s. It doesn't matter.
Again, it's enough.
It's the appearance, it's what
enough.
the car is. So not what it does. So there you go. Right, now then, this might be the last car now, mightn't it?
A little stroll over here, sitting on its trailer now.
Yeah.
The trailer comes with it, doesn't it?
It does.
So this looks like a lot of fun for somebody.
A lot of fun for very little money, I have to say.
Oh, okay. Now, hang on a second. I'm getting a whiff of Tim Ashworth here. This feels like a Timothy car. It's a Metro.
Yes. Yeah. If you're watching, Tim, control yourself. Yes, it's no ordinary Metro though. It's a race-prepped Metro, which is being used for track days and club meets and so on and so forth. And you can see it's been done pretty well. If we look inside, if we look in there, ignoring the spare wheel, which is for the trailer, I believe, and some bumper body parts, as you can see, it is properly rigged out. One seat, roll cage, harnesses, cut-off switch, battery, minimal dashboard, it's all there. So it's, I think it's done a lot of MG Car Club meetings and hill climbs and things like that.
Hill climbs, I mean, you might want to look into, classic, series.
It's classic, for sure.
It may need a little bit of.
Well, depends what you're going to do with it. I mean, lots of people. Again, you see people who go mad and build a car, make it absolutely fantastic, and do the bodywork and the paintwork, and by the third corner, it's on its roof. So, or 3 other cars have bumped into it.
Might be the way you drive, mate.
On a track, but it's great. You could jump in that. You could obviously as always, it's a race car. It's not road legal. You have to check these things out. And if you are going to race it, we always recommend that you check with the FIA that the seat and the roll cage is.
That was what I was actually getting at. You know, if you're
going to do a competitive,
if you're going to do a race series, then you'll have to get those.
You've got to check those things. Yeah, you have.
But you don't need to do that for track days.
No, you don't.
No.
No, or hill climbs.
No.
It's great for that. But as I say, it comes with a trailer. It's a Brian James trailer, which is probably the best trailers out there, I have to say. It's got some Spurs in the box at the front. So as a package, hook it up to your SUV, and away you go. And you're going to have some great fun with that.
Yeah.
So, but price-wise, this is the thing. You buy yourself a race car with a trailer. People might be thinking 20, 25, 30,000 pounds for all that fun. This is going to be £5,000 to £6,000.
Yeah.
Maybe. Should be more, but maybe. But what a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Not an awful lot of money for, huge amount of fun.
Yeah.
Buy it with your mates.
Well, that's what was suggested.
You could get a bunch of you together.
Well, that's what one of two of our colleagues were thinking about, actually. Yeah, those who should remain nameless were saying, why don't we buy it as a team and Manor park it up, and we'll take it to Alton Park, which is 20 minutes, half an hour away from here, and we'll do track days with it.
Yeah.
If we all chipped in and put £1,000 each in or something, how good would that be?
Yeah, and then you have the fun of doing it with your mates.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a great thing.
Yeah.
To,
if you think
to do
about
weekends.
it, £1,000 each. I mean, £1,000 wouldn't pay Norman's bar bill for a week. So, if Norman went dry for a week, he can buy himself into that.
Yeah, but that's never going to happen.
Yeah, true.
Good afternoon, everybody, on this wonderful sunny afternoon down here at Barron's Manor Park in Southampton. This is Nigel and Lewis, and we're going to talk you through what is now become some of the latest entries for the next auction on the 12th of July. And when I turn around and look to my left-hand side here, we have a very, very wonderful right-hand drive MG TD. Yeah, just come in this morning. It's been manoeuvred around. We've had it a bit of a clean. And overall, a very, very pretty, very nice car. Just reading for some notes here, only because there's too many to remember. Originally, it came from the Netherlands. Yeah, so it's got some service history with it. Not necessarily an awful lot, but we haven't managed to ascertain that it had a full engine rebuild in about 2008. There are pictures and there is a supporting folder to actually detail all of that. So that makes quite interesting reading.
I was having a bit of a flick through the paperwork, and there's an extensive amount to go with it.
Yeah, there's some catalogues and things like that. There is. You've got all the usual service bits have been applied to keep it running. The nice thing is it's got a great hood and nice side sheets as well. They're not taken off because the bolts are a little bit on the tight side. And when it came in this morning, I didn't want to push them, but we'll have a look at that as time goes on. But certainly, yeah, the hood is all there. It fires up, lovely. One of the things you might notice, particularly if you expand the pictures on the website, is you've got some slight sort of blistering really on some of the paintwork. You might want to do something with that. It just depends as to sort of like how handy you are and how much money you want to spend to do what you want to do with it.
It's a well-travelled car. It's been around a lot in Europe.
Oh, it has, yeah.
It's only had one keeper since it came to the UK.
Yes.
Well, no former keepers, obviously the current owner.
Yeah, that's right. But at the end of the day, a very nice, pretty little car that, yeah, you can do some things with. So, moving on, we've now got another one of our selection, and I'm going to hand over to Lewis on this one for the Jag S-Type.
Yeah, so it's S-Type R, 2003. Estimate on this is about 4.5 to 5.5, which I think, to get a V8 sedan that you can cruise along in, I think that's good money. But that's right nicely. The interior is absolutely lovely. If someone be able to just have a look inside. But it's done 82,000 miles. It's got some light kind of marks here and there, but nothing that stands out too much. And it's MOT'd until June of next year, so a nice long MOT on that as well. And overall, the private plate that's on it isn't included, so the owner will be taking that back, so it'll be on a new plate. But otherwise, I think, V8 saloon at a very affordable price. Wouldn't you agree, Nigel?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they're very sought after. The S-Type is certainly one to get. I mean, the fact that it's got full leather trim, and it's all badged up accordingly. Yeah, okay, there's going to be a few things that you're going to need to do to it to sort of get it where you want it to be, you know, considering the age of it. But by and large, yeah, I've been driving it around the front this morning, and yeah, it's very nice. You sit in there and you sort of think, yeah, this is quite good. You've got a lot of power there, etc., etc., etc.
It does have that classic Jag feel.
So yeah, no, it's a good four-door saloon with the S spec. Yeah, so that's another one in. Yeah, more details on all these cars are on the website. All you have to do is click in, and if you see anything that you sort of think, yeah, I'm just going to ask the question, just give us a ring. Yeah, we're at the end of a telephone. There's a lot of us here that are quite knowledgeable about the cars, so we're quite happy to answer all your questions or anything else that you may or may not have a concern about or want to know a bit more. Which brings us on to one of these specimens. Now, I quite like these. These are the 3200 GTs, which were the first production Maserati that they built on the production line. Okay. I've tried to find a lot of history about this, and the reality of it is Bill McGrath looked after this pretty much until about 2018, and then after that it seems to have all gone quiet. Up until 2018 there was quite a lot of money spent and it seemed to get whatever it wanted. Since then it's all been a little bit patchy, and I'm only saying this because at the end of the day we've got a lovely sounding motorbike just there, I know you're going to pick up. But at the end of the day, with the 3200s, I know they're quite sought after, and I know there's quite a few about. The reality of it is, dependent upon what you want to do with it, you might have to spend a little bit of money getting it to where you want it to be. The engine is great, sounds really good. There are some sort of like things with it, like some of the interior trim, the door rubbers, things like this need a bit of attention. The door windows, when you go to open the doors, the windows should drop, and they don't slightly. Okay, little things may be, but the reality of it is, you know, it sort of comes with the territory of something of this age, of this type of car. After saying that, you're looking at between, what, 4.5, 5 grand? You know, so the reality of it is what it is for that sort of money. The interior of this car is really, really good. I mean, I would argue the interior is probably about the best part of it, to be fair. And the wheels. If you have one of these already, and I know that there's a few people out there that have got them, and I know how difficult it is to get spare parts for these, you might want to consider putting in a bid for it, July 12, and then just sticking it away in a garage, to be fair. Because, as I say, at least then you've got some bits and pieces for it, or you're going to be within one of the club circles whereby you can actually do a little bit of a trade-off. I know some people would call it criminal, but the reality of it is, to get it where you want it to be is probably going to cost you quite a bit of money.
Well, it's one of them for a specialised machine that's like this. It's generally helps a lot.
It goes with the territory. But I happen to know that for 3200 GTs, spare parts are quite difficult. It's a fly-by-wire system on the accelerator, and I know that the front fly-by-wire you just can't get. If you haven't got one, yeah, you're going to be trading the globe to find one of those. But however, as I say, 4.5, 5 grand, job done. Yeah, there you go. Nice piece of equipment. And then that leads us very nicely to a little army machine over here.
Now, I do quite like
I mean, look at
It's got a cool story behind it.
I mean, crikey. If you want to play soldiers at the weekend and you haven't got a tank, this is the thing to do it in, yeah? It has got history from when it was army owned. As far as I could see, it was only army owned for about 3 years, up to about 74. And it's been sitting in storage at some point in its life, and then it's had an owner since. The nice thing about this is it's got all the badges with it, yeah? And it is fully spec'd up as per the army had it. You can, only because I've read through the history, go through and find out historically a little bit more about it.
I was going to say there's some stuff in the file that's from, I believe it was one of the Army museums, obviously verified because it was with the Armoured Fighting Vehicle Quality Assurance kind of department.
No, that's right. But they also include a letter which turns around and says, basically, yeah, we've got history, but don't trouble us for it. You've got to come down and look for it yourself, which I thought was rather interesting. But hey-ho.
What happens? You chase up multiple sources to find out about these things. Some of them just say, nope, no time.
That's right. But, I mean, all right, paintwork. To be honest, I think the paintwork's good. I mean, why would you change it? You know, the wood trim is good as well. That's the other thing. You know, it's all up together. And as I say, if you want to go play soldiers and enter the old military parades and things like this, yeah, what's not to like? I mean, to be fair, a nice solid little traveller. And what you're looking at, 10K, give or take. Yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Well, the thing is with this, obviously, you know, travellers are fairly prevalent, but there was only 2,000 travellers that went to the army. So, you know, if you want to travel but want to be a bit on the unique side.
That's right. Yeah. No, what's not to like? Simple as that. Yeah. And then further down here, we have something special, something really special. This one. Right.
Starting to feel like British Week at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. I'm tempted to turn around and say, Nick Swift, eat your heart out, but he'd probably be laughing. For anybody that's in racing minis, they will know exactly who I mean when I say Nick Swift. But anyway, yes, this is a Cooper S. As far as we can tell, it's original. It's been bought out 1293. It's had full body resto about 2021 when it was completed to full racing spec. It does come with FIA papers until 2026. Right, I'm not going to pretend to know as to which level of FIA papers it is. You will know, or if you're in the know, you will know. I'm not particularly expert on the degree of level of that.
I was going to say this car specifically had a class win in the European Historic Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Yeah, don't doubt that.
Well, there's a lovely picture that's at the front of the file as well, you know, angrily attacking a corner.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a great machine if you're into your racing minis. It comes fully spec'd up. It's got the fuel tank in there, which is foam filled, 4-point harnesses, you know, etc., etc., etc. As you would expect. Fire extinguisher systems.
What's as comprehensive as you could want, isn't it?
I mean, everything that you would want it to be to go racing. If you're going on a track, you might have to take the front fogs off, but if you're rallying, you know, then fine. And it's going to do either very equally.
I was going to say the estimate on that, 26 to 29.
Yeah.
Obviously, it sounds a lot on the surface, but then anyone who knows anything to do with getting involved with racing.
Yeah, 30 grand for that. Walk in the park, job done, go racing. Simple as that. And that probably leaves us on to our last entry for this week, doesn't it?
That's the one. That beauty
which
over
is, we'll go over here.
Now 1974 MGB V8.
Yeah, you don't see many of these about. And not only do you not see many of these about, you don't see many of these in this condition. This is, it's had a total restoration. Damask red, correct wheels, right V8 engine in there. It's lovely inside. It's got all the bits and pieces. Okay, there's some tidying up you might want to do. And when I say tidying up, I'm looking at things like the carpet. You might want to just tidy the wiring up a little bit. If it was me personally, I would be changing the seats and putting vinyl seat covers on. Excuse me. Only because you can. Because the beauty of these things is, as again, people in the know will know, and if you're not in the know, I will tell you, you can get virtually any spare part for these that you care to mention. And this is the beauty of Bs and GTs.
I've always said to people the Bs are the perfect starter classic.
Yeah, they are. They're brilliant because all you've got to do is make a couple of phone calls and within 48 hours, usually the bits are on your doorstep. You know, it's a great start, as Lewis says, because if you then move on, you will quickly find that for a lot of stuff, you've got to chase the globe for it. Believe you me, I know, I've done it. But, I mean, you know, what's not to like? I didn't put a reserve down for this, but what, 10-ish, 12?
11.5 to 12.5 on this one.
Okay. So, yeah, 12, 13K, V8, you can drive it away.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It will go. And that's what it's about.
Well, it's as close as 1974 gets to plug and play.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. So with that, that is all of our latest entries for this week. I'm sure we'll be back next week when we'll have a shed load more stuff, because we generally do. Hopefully the weather will hold. As I said earlier, if you want to know more, have a look on the website. If you don't see what you're looking for, give us a quick ring. You're also very welcome to pop in and have a chat and have a look around the cars in between time as well. Anytime you like, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. It will be good to see you. And if you're really lucky, and I mean really lucky, we might even make you a cup of coffee. All right? Thanks very much. Back to you, Runcorn.
So I think that's it, isn't it? I think that is it for this week. We do have oodles of cars coming next week and over the next couple of days.
What have you got coming in, Jim? I know I've got a very, very unusual, very rare Auto Union DKW 1000.
I'm looking forward to that.
Lovely thing. I'm not sure I've actually ever seen one in the flesh before.
I think I
It was
have.
about 1960.
Yeah, but there might be 2 or 3 in the UK.
Yeah,
it's a very rare thing.
Very rare.
Very.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that one, because that's going to be an interesting thing. You might not have seen one of those before.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you know, we've got some favourites coming in. We've got a Fiat 500, a Mini 30.
Yeah,
the Mini
like
special
them.
editions are always good.
Yeah.
30 is a particularly nice one.
Yeah.
Very rare Metro Sport.
Yes, I looked at that because I mean, the MG we know about, there's the GTA. The Sport was earlier again, wasn't it?
Well, actually, the
Or was it
Sport
in between?
Sport ran about the same time as the GTA, and I've seen people discuss it online as to what on earth was going on in Austin Rover's marketing departments when running 2 cars which are incredibly similar
How would they know?
at the same time.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We might never find out about
We'll
it.
never find
Although
out.
Tim's probably got a theory.
Tim will know, yes.
Tim will know.
Yeah, if it's anything Metro or Mini, he will know.
But that's a rare thing, and
I mean, there is other stuff coming in. I've got a gentleman who's got a very low mileage Escort, a Princess Van den Pla, or Plas, whichever way it is.
Plus.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going Plas.
Tomato, whatever. What else have we got? We've got, I mean, there's that many cars we talk about.
couple of
coming.
TVRs,
Couple of
TVR
TVRs,
S2,
yeah.
and a kind of
There's-
more
There's loads.
a Cerberus as well. So there's loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's coming.
Everything's coming
in
our
the
way.
next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and there's some proper nice stuff. Every car we've got is great. There's never been a better time to buy a classic car because the market is perfect from that point of view. Come and see what we've got. Open days, as we say, the Wednesday and Thursday and Friday before the 19th of the sale. The bike sale is on the Friday. Lots going on that week. Lots of people here, lots of fun going on. Come and see us. If you want to see something in particular, you are more than welcome. Just ring us, because there's lots going on. We can't allow people in the building when we're moving cars around and so on and so forth. Give us a ring. We'll stop what we're doing. I'll make the car available for them. Make you a cup of tea. Maybe give you a biscuit. Who knows? And that's what we'll do.
And if you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe. Now, apparently there's something called ringing the bell as well.
Well, yeah, this is Tim's thing.
Are you sure that wasn't just a catchphrase or something like Larry Grayson?
Well, other TV presenters are available. I don't know.
I think ringing the bell means that you get alerts when we do new videos and things like that. So
Oh, does it?
ring the bell.
Yeah, whatever.
Also, I've noticed that when I stand on here, I'm the same height as you. I don't look quite the shorty anymore.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and talking of which as well, there's been a few comments about my hair. So, young Mr. Turver from Bowker BMW, thank you very much. Apparently, it's getting cut tomorrow. I've had 3 quotes, and I'm going for the lowest quote, and it's getting cut tomorrow, so Keep watching, Chris. See you soon.
Bye.